Good morning to everyone. Today we discuss about the MX 3089 industrial safety in chapter 2. We will discussed by Dr. M. Sivaraj and Professor Department of Agriculture Engineering. So in this chapter we are discussing about basic safety terminologies. So what are the fundamental of in safety terminologies? So in this chapter we discussed in lagging safety indicator, leading safety indicator. Next thing, the TWA abbreviation, the time weight average. Next thing, TLV, time limit value. Next thing, short term exposure limit. Next thing, ceiling. So the different type of the basic terminology term will be there. That is known as what is the definition of the term and what is meaning. So we will be clearly explain. So what is the reason? So we had already discussed for the industrial safety. No. So what are the safety will be to follow inside the industry. That's why only for the to protect the ourselves. That's why. So this slide, so we are discussing about the 6 points will be here. So what point will be here the less effective and what point will be here the more effective. So first thing, so how the in more effective, so what are the different element will be to the one is in eliminate the hazard and substitute the hazard and isolate the hazard and use the engineering control, use the administrative control and the in use PPE. PPE means personal protective equipment. So what is the reason the eliminate hazard will be to there only for the all together. So example equal to get the rid of the dangerous machine. That is known as in more effective for the in safety. And second thing, in substitute the hazard. So what is the reason? So this is one of the safer for the alternative. So what alternative? So inside the industry, so you have the in machine will be the sound, noise pollution or anything. No. So that's why simply example just for to replace the machine with the in safer version. That is known as the in substitute the hazard. That is also one will be how to protect the safety purpose. And third thing, isolated the hazard. Isolated means from anyone who could be in harmed. So best example will be to keep the machine is in closed room and in operate is in remotely. That is known as the so more effective from the this is also one of the another term. And next time will be to use the engineering controls. So that is known as to reduce the risk. So example in attach in guard to the machine to protect the user. So unnecessary use a lathe machine or milling machine in different type of in mechanical people also to using different type of laboratory machine will be to using. So that point of view, so mostly to attach the guard, that is one of the necessary to avoid the accident instance. Next one, administrative control, that is also one of the to reduce the risk. So only what point of view will be to follow. So this is known as a here will be to use only for skilled labor, the trained worker, how to use the machine safely. That point of view unnecessary, the new people will be to use a machine. No, the people will be didn't know the work how do the machine. That time also the accident is possible. That's why you will be so first of all to train the worker, then only to allow the worker will be to do the work. And in a sixth, the last thing, use the in PPE. So this example equal to so you will be to wear the in clothes. So this is known as the in hand or leg or the in head helmet, and that point of view you will be use yourself and the in machine also to wear the guard. That point of view you will be to best example for the in personal protective equipment. So you wear the clothes everything. That is known as a less effective. That point of view, the slide will be to clearly to discussed. Same thing will be the same slide already discussed. So this is also one another uh, diagram, black diagram will be there. That is one of the so simple, easily to understand. What is the reason? The more less effective and the most effective through the in black diagram historical of control. How to control? So the majorly the most effective in elimination. What point of view? Only for the physically remove the hazard. And the last one in the arrow, the diagonal will be there, the BPE will be the less effective. That is another the cone type will be there. So here will be the only protect the worker with the in personal protective equipment. That is one of the discuss. So that is one of the what is the reason the engineering control and substitution and admission control. Slide also is there. So that's for the in workplace hazard and the in control measure. How to do that there. This is one of the assembly in flow diagram. So first thing will be to identify the risk. So first you will be clearly to identify inside the workplace. You will be identified. No, after that you will be to discuss about the access the risk. So after that access the risk, no, you will be clearly to control the risk. Then only to review the control. That point of view, so the flow diagram will be continuously will be going on. That point of view, you will be clearly identified the your accident anything. No, you will be clearly to rectify the problem to reduce the issues. That point of view, the program will be clearly understand for the in safety. And here also one more same thing diagram will be there. So this also, so another black diagram I already discussed. Same thing will be to get one more diagram for the clearly to understand. And next thing, so here we'll be discussing about the in terminology in lagging indicator and the leading indicators. What is the lagging indicator? Lagging indicator means in metrics used to measure the in fast performance. So already any incident or any problem, any issue is there, no? So based on that issue, you will be to go to the observation. After observation, you will be to do the evaluation. Then only to find the problem, no? So that point of view, you will be to follow. That is known as a lagging indicator. So what is a leading? Leading means in you will be to pre-planning for the in future performance. That's why the definition is a metrics uses a in predictive, so measure of the in future performance. That point of view will be there. That is known as the difference between the lagging indicator and the leading indicators. So this is known as based on the in performance, majorly to depends upon the lagging and the leading indicator. Next one, so one more example and difference between the lagging and the leading. So what is the reason the lagging indicator will be created? So that is only after the instant you will be to consider that is known as a lagging. And quantitative also, injury rates and fatalities and compensation claim, that point of view you will be to learning from the lagging safety indicators. From the indicator only you will be identified. So what is a leading safety indicator? So before the incident, so that's why you that the everything will be to have the pre-planning. That point of view. This is a quantitative and staff will be survey and safety audit and safety training. Everything will be there. So you will be to based on the future performance. You will be pre-planning. You will be to consider that is known as the in leading safety indicators. And next thing, another basic terminology is known as flammability. Flammability also the one of the industry, the main thing will be have. So what is the flammability? Flammability also is possible to do the in accident. That's why this is also one of the basic engineering and industrial safety keyword. That's why you will be clearly to follow. What is the flammability? Flammability is the in measure of in how quickly a specific material is capable of catching the fire and the burning. That is known as the inflammability. So what is the reason you will be to care? That's why the flammability is in the catching the fire and burning. No, that is known as the material that are in highly flammable must be treated as an extra care will be to do the in industry more care. So will be to have the worker also to get the protection for the clothes and other material will be using and the equipment also to use for the more guard and other material will be clearly to use for these things. This is also what is a symbol of the inflammable. This is a inside the industry. Any flammable is there? No. This is known as in outside also there, and the in industry also the sticker will be to based. What is the reason? The sticker, the symbol will be to the dangerous, highly flammable area. That's why you will be to do the in no smoking or no light will be not used. That is known as a symbolic representation for the in indication. So next thing. So what are the definition of the in toxicology and toxicity and hazard and exposure and the dose. So toxicity means the study of the adverse effect of the chemicals on living organism. That is known as in toxicology. And toxicity, what is the toxicity definition? Ability of the chemical to produce an unwanted effect. That is known as in toxicity. What is a hazard? Hazard is the presence of an agent that has inherently in hazard property and the potential to cause of harm. That is known as a hazard. What is the exposure? In contact with the chemical substance. That is known as in exposure. Next thing, dose. The amount of chemical that has been potential to produce a injury or death. That is known as in dose. In that is known as in danger. The toxic chemical. That is known as a symbol will be their indication to the in sticker through the in industry and area. That is known as indication. Next thing we discuss about the time weight average. What is the meaning by the time weight average? So everybody will be to clearly to know about this thing. That is abbreviation will be TWA. So is known as an allowable average chemical concentration in air for the in given period of time. In historically, the work shift has been 8 hours per day, and this often express the allowable 8-hour the worker will be to do that time how much amount of chemical concentration through the air will be to smoking no. So will be just for to without the any injury or any incident will be to have the to keep the protection. So this is a calculation. So how to calculate it? This is a simple formula is there. So based on the many calculations there. So here also what is it no? That is one of the BPM means in personal protective machine. The measure that point of view will be discussed. So TW equation equal to C1 and the in T1 divided by the time. T1 plus T2 something. So here also in time and the exposure will be there. So exposure already discussed. Here will be time will be 2 hours. The what about the in personal protective measure in 150 and second thing and 2 hours and the in 750 in ppm and fourth thing third thing 4 hours and 50 ppm. So now will be to calculate it just to see. So that is known as a c1. C1 means how much hour, that is known as a 2 hour. What about the time T1, that is a exposure time, how much time there, that is known as a 150, that is not just for multiplication and plus C2 into the T2. So C2 is a 2 into 75 plus in third thing in 4 time and the exposure is 50. So totally divided by multiplication plus adding, no, so how much value and divided by total time will be adding. So how much T1 and T2 and T3. So you will be to calculate it, you will be to adding, no, totally 4 hour plus 2 hour plus totally 8 hour will be divided. That's point of view. So the time weight average value will be 81 plus 25 ppm. Personal protective measure will be to calculated from this formula. Next thing, just to see then inside the industry, some manufacturing area, some process is going on. So the smoking, the flame will be there. That point of view, how much chemical sort something will be generating. The people will be how much hour will be to protecting, how much exposure will be to need. This is a simple diagram. You will be know about this diagram. And second thing, TLV. What is mean the TLV? What is the explanation? Extension will be time limit value. So time limit value are the maximum average airborne concentration of air in hazard material to which healthily adult workers. So how much amount will be there? Work day 8 hour for the workers and totally per week in totally in 5 days means 8 into 5 in 40 hour per week the working lifetime without experience significant advance for the in health effect. That will be calculated. Time limit value will be to the previous slide. And another some important key word and the terminological word is known as is there in TWA means time weight average already discussed and STEL short term exposure limit and PEL means permissible exposure limit. Based on the nature of the manufacturing work, that point of view some exposure limit will be together. Next thing WEEL. So what is a WEEL means workplace environmental exposure limit. And last thing IDLH, immediately dangerous to life or health. That is known as a health. Thank you.